Welcome stylists, barbers, isties. You are now tuned into the I'm for Salon's Content and Mindset podcast. A place where we break down the mindset and motivation it takes to grow your beauty business. Here's your host, 13-year marketer, world-traveling award-winning artist and musician, the brain behind the brand, Freddie D.
Everybody, we are here at the I'm for Salon's Content and Mindset podcast, and we are back again with another episode. And today we have a celebrity in my eyes. So we have Miss Maria Fontana from New Jersey. She has been featured in Salon today. She is one of the top 200 coaches, and she has multiple books out. And today she is going to give us so many words of wisdom, but I'm going to let Maria, take the floor. And could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. So guys, thanks for listening. First of all, wherever you're listening to this podcast, I am so grateful that you have tuned in. My name's Maria Fontana. I am a 30 plus year, how could I be that old, right? 30 plus year salon owner, hairstylist turned online coaching consultant. And I've been in the beauty world my whole life. I was an educator. I owned a brick and mortar for many years, had employees, been through the whole stressful rigmarole of being in our industry. And I love our industry. And there's so many more avenues that you can focus into. So in my quick journey of life, I've had hardships, success, had to reinvent myself, had to do a lot of inner healing work and work on myself. And most of all, I had to do a lot of mindset work. So I'm here, guys, to share golden nuggets of anything that could support you, inspire you, motivate you to always be the best version of yourself.
I love that. I love that. So, something you said got me thinking of a question that wasn't even initially on my list. So,
That's okay.
how did you get your start in the salon world?
Okay, so the start in the salon world. I am a product of vocational school. I went to Union High School Votech a million years ago. And I went into Vogue because I came from middle class family I thought we were middle class, but we were kind of broke. My parents were immigrants, they were hard workers. I won't get into it, but I wanted the fastest path to cash. And I was brilliant in school. I was a straight A student, but I'm like, I don't have time for this. I want to make money fast. So I went to Vogue. I didn't have a desire to be a hairstylist or any inkling that I would even be good at it. But luckily, my intuition was on. I was really good at it. I was brilliant. I had creativity. So fast forward at 17, I graduated Vogue and I started to work. I worked all through Vogue. I had 3 part-time jobs. I used to walk to the salon down the street from my house. I'm a hustler. I wanted money. I wanted better. And by the time I was 19, I opened my first salon with my own money and no shade to anyone who does conform, I could not conform. So, there's so many people going on their own nowadays. It's like trendy to go on your
Hmm.
own when you're
Hmm.
young. I did it before it was trendy. So that's how my journey started. I opened my first salon in Union, New Jersey. And back in the day, which was a long time ago, guys, 1989, I hit 6 figures. Back then, it was like a lot of money. And that's how my journey started into success and being a visionary. And listen, I worked really hard, but I created my dreams. And fast forward, that's how my career started.
That is amazing. So, I imagine that you see the differences between what people had to do to be seen back then versus now. Could you talk a little bit about the differences within the culture actually of being a stylist and how now you have to be a
Mhm.
content creator while also being a stylist?
Yeah, so this is a great topic, and I'll tell you why. Because I do have a whole nother practice. I have 2 online businesses, and I'm a coach and consultant now, and I have a beauty brand, Bella Max Beauty. And what I learned being older, like, I don't know who's listening to this. If I'm in my 50s and I come clean with that because a lot of people get so afraid of reinventing themselves. So this goes for everyone. If you're a new stylist and you're 19, like I was, or you're a seasoned stylist and you're in your 50s and you need to reinvent yourself, the core values of marketing, in my opinion, because remember, I bootstrapped and owned 11 salons in my career, right? It's not like I just had one. I started from scratch. And at one point in my career, I had lost everything in a divorce. So I had nothing. I had to start over. So these marketing strategies I'm going to share with you, they hold true for everyone. It comes down to your personal brand, right? Showing up on what this is a golden nugget I'm going to share here, guys. So I want you to please pay attention. Google business is the million dollar secret to growing your brand in your local salon. You know why? If you're independent or you're not independent or you work for someone, your personal brand is you. Like, I'm Maria Fontana, so that's my personal brand. My brick and mortar salon has a Google business page. It's very clear on that Google business listing. You can post on there and use that weekly, daily as a TV channel to Google. I want you guys to think about when people are looking for a new hairstylist, colorist, lash person, nail tech, don't they pick up the phone? I know I do. Pick up your phone. Best salon near me, right? Best hair colorist near me. You're tapping into that local business, right? So make sure you go to your Google, get a free Google business listing, and keep up with it. I have tons of free lessons on this on my YouTube page. So you just go on YouTube, look for Maria Fontana. I share tons of stuff for free, step by step, how to do this. You can get between 5 and 10 new clients a week if you do this right. And then if you dump a few bucks on an ad, which amplifies your exposure, people are going to be your ideal client because you're actually putting in that Google business listing who you want to come. So I get really passionate, crazy. I could talk all day about business growth, but that is my secret. Second of all, your social media. Remember, guys, your social media is your online business card. So show up, make sure people, these are the top 3 things: who you are, who you serve, and how they can get in touch with you. Keep it simple. Don't make me jump through hoops to book a blowout with you. Don't make me jump through hoops to find how the heck to make an appointment. The simpler it is, because there's so much noise online, that's what's going to win the game. Like I said, I've bootstrapped businesses from referral marketing, which still is a strong thing, right? You still want to get, word of mouth referral marketing, but really make sure your online presence is crystal clear and you're consistent. Like if you're showing up on Instagram or on Facebook or on TikTok, wherever it is you're marketing, because it depends on where's your ideal client. Like where my ideal clients hanging out might not be where your ideal client's hanging out. So you really need to be clear who you're talking to. And these are the same things I teach my consulting clients. So I'm sorry if I'm getting like totally passionate, but it really is, first of all, know who you're talking to. Don't be afraid to be like, I specialize in this. Because it's like the example, would you go to a dentist for heart surgery? No. What does that mean? You need to be the specialist and own it.
Mm.
Right?
I love that. I love that. And there's something that you got in there that was so, so deep. So we actually have a question from our community, and it's talking about those referrals because you mentioned that it's a referral-based business. So the stylist wants to know, how
Mhm.
does she develop a mindset to be able to engage with customers about referrals and also develop the mindset to understand that she is a business, not just a hairstylist?
Okay, so this is something super important. So everyone in this industry, and I learned this early on because I was a giver, over deliverer. I used to, emotionally discount. Everybody was getting like, no, you have to work on your own inner game. So that means invest in reading personal development books, developing your own mindset, hiring a mentor, a healer, a coach, someone that can support you on the outside to elevate your game, right? And it comes down to referrals, guys. Once again, know who you're talking to. If we're talking to everyone, we're talking to no one. So when you have a client in your chair, let's say, just have a referral program. And guys, again, I offer free calls. If you can hop on a call with me, book it on my website anytime, mariafontana.com, 10 minutes. I'll help you create whatever you need. You need a referral conversation. So Sally's sitting in your chair, just be like, Sally, I'm so glad you love your hair. Let's get a selfie. Like these are all actions. Get them to post it right there. Hand them the thing. Say, hey, drop me a review on Google. Be prepared to get them while they're like all hopped up in your chair. This takes practice. So your mindset has to be, you are not selling anything. You are offering an invitation to change their life. You are offering transformation. So your mindset shift has to be, you're not selling a damn thing. It's not about money. Money is simply an energetic reward for a service well rendered. So your mindset has to be, I am actually inviting you in for a transformation. Do you have friends that are just like you? I would love for you to introduce me. And, again, if you want to give a little, I'm not a discount fan. I don't believe in discounts, but I do believe in rewards. So maybe say, hey, Sally, for every client that's just like you, I'm sure you have friends just like you. If you would send them to me, maybe next time I'd be more than happy to do a complimentary blowout as a simple thank you. Don't do anything that's going to cost you, discount, add value. Does that answer? Does that make sense?
That was the perfect point, because if everyone listened to what she said, it's not discounting and discrediting your services. It's
Mm-hmm.
by adding value, you can create a network around your business. Once again,
Mm-hmm.
by adding value, you are supposed to be adding value into everyone's days. And that's the one thing that people forget. So,
Mm-hmm.
another question we have from our community
Mm-hmm.
is, how do you deal with that customer saying no in that criticism? Because I know with you and your salons, you've had to teach a lot of people about that, because I feel like that's the pillar that it could steal your joy within 1 second in a day. You're doing great. You get that one customer in that isn't your target customer. They
Mm-hmm.
ask for something that you're not used to. You cut it and they're like, well, I hate it. And they're
Mm.
like, I want to redo.
So this doesn't happen when the client avatar, which means the person you're speaking to, is on target. This happens only if you are watering down your services and your value and you're accepting everyone. Now, a lot of people might come at me for this, and I don't really give a hoot. I'm doing this 38 years, so I could say anything I want, because I only share what I know for sure. So what I know for sure is this: when your client is it's your responsibility. You're crystal clear as to who you're speaking to. Like, really laser it down to, it could be their age group. I'll give you an example. Here, I'll give you an example. So one of my salons is an organic, holistic boutique salon. It's high end, it's high priced, it's one-on-one, it's an experience. And the people we speak to are people who are recovering from autoimmune, don't want to be exposed to toxins, don't want chemicals, they want vegan, they want animal cruelty free. You get where I'm going with this?
Mhm.
They're holistic, they eat organic food, and they have money to disposable income. They're not bargain shopping, they're not looking on Groupon. They are shopping at Whole Foods. You guys get where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to look at your ideal client and make sure you're laser clear who you're speaking to. And the mindset on that is, guys, don't be afraid that you can't help everyone. Because again, the heart surgeon that works on a certain valve, that's his expertise that you got to go to New York City to find. He's not worrying about the guy that's doing like catheters at local hospital in Newark. You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to, it's up to you. So yes, you're going to deal with that, these people who are not happy, more when you're not crystal clear on who your ideal client is. One more thing I want to say about this too is, you have to honor yourself. It might be a little harder if you work for someone, but I really think it's about, if you have good leadership in your salon, which I know a lot of great leaders and great salon owners, you have to collaborate with them and be crystal clear on also what resonates with you. So maybe you might not be in the right salon. Maybe you don't have a good communication with your leader, or maybe it's time for you to go out on your own. But you need to be prepared and get all those business things in order before you do that. Did that answer your question?
Yes, yes. So another thing that you talked about is finding your niche. So
Mm,
how does one find their niche?
it's so easy. You self-assess, and your niche may change. I just want to remind you guys, your niche may change. A niche is your zone of genius. Okay. So My zone of genius when I was behind the chair was I'm a curly hair expert because I have curly hair and I know how to manage curls. So I'm giving you examples. That was part of my niche. I didn't like toxins or chemicals because I had autoimmune problems. I started using a holistic, less toxic product. That became my niche. Do you see any things that I like? Now, you could be a balayage specialist. You could be a highlighting expert. You could be a wig extension specialist. You could be, see, the more specialized you are, it's really about what do you like? Sugaring. Do you want to do only lashes? And you can really, it's your own thing. So you can become an expert at whatever resonates with you. So the bottom line to this answer is what feeds your soul? What do you do better than everyone else? What do people always want from you? And what feels good when you're doing it? Because you can't go to work every day in this industry, guys. This is a hard job. Your body feels pain. It wears you down. I speak the truth. So you better be loving what you're doing, showing up at 100%, and charging the prices that resonate with you, not with your competitors or anyone else.
Charge the prices that resonate with you. And when you're
Mhm.
looking for your niche, look inside of yourself. Figure out what it is you actually love doing and then do that.
Yeah,
Great
because if
answer.
you're trying to, what happens is if you're trying to satisfy the masses, you're going to find yourself resentful. How many people, I don't know the statistics, I'm sure you can Google it. How many people leave this industry? How many people get out of beauty school? They make it a half a year. I see kids all the time, people all the time. They're like, oh, I made no money. This sucks. It's too many hours. Blah, 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 blah. And they wind up doing something else when this is an amazing industry that you could make so much money and work less. I mean, you really could do anything you want. I raised my 2 babies on this industry. I rebuilt my life over and over in this industry. And now I have a business online from this industry, teaching people how to bring their brilliance online. What? You first of all you're not just a hairdresser, you're not just a hairstylist, you are a friggin' professional. You're a master and your brilliance is your expertise. Until you own it, you're not going to make it.
Okay, okay. Well, let's transition to a little different topic. So, how many times have you been featured in Salon today? And how did it feel that first time that you were invited to be featured?
Oh my God. So I was featured twice. I write articles for them now. I was asked to share an article recently about innovating and expanding the beauty industry to the online world and making new streams of income. So how did it feel? It was a dream come true. I've been buying that magazine since it was like paper because I'm doing this so many years, right?
Hmm.
And I felt so honored and privileged, really, like, because it's like, so cool. This just like when a few years ago I started my own podcast. I'll quickly tell you something real quick. And it was the beginning of my online career. And I was like, oh, I'd really love to interview some really like hard hitters that were hard, in my opinion, like famous in the industry. So I got the courage and I actually reached out to Sam Villa, Chris Barron, Beth Minardi, Chris Sorby, all people that when I was young and starting out were pivotal in my career. Do you know that every single one of them said yes and came on my podcast? So, like
Wow.
on the Maria Fontana show, I had all of these amazing people, and the list is still so many people on there. The point is this: I felt honored. And now that I was actually in the realms with the people that I felt were like upper echelon and educators and visionaries, for me to be in that magazine meant for me, it wasn't about me. I could touch more people's lives. I could help more people with my message. I could
Hmm.
help more people become wealthy in our industry.
Hmm.
So that just was like really a big deal to me. One of the biggest pivotal like moments of my career, I would say, because it's really about how many more people can you touch in your life? How many more people can you help? Add value to, right? That's like the best thing in the world.
So as of right now, are you still owning the salons?
So I have one boutique salon. I don't work behind the chair
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like I still do my sister's hair here, here and there just to
Hmm.
keep my flexibility going
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
love it. But I do have a boutique organic salon in New Jersey. And I have a beauty brand, a hair care company called BellamaxBeauty.com, which I sell my own brand of hair care products globally. And I have Maria Fontana Consulting, my consulting business.
And then before we started, you mentioned something about a book. Could you tell us a little bit about your book?
Oh yeah.
Or you said two
So,
books, right?
yeah, so I have two bestsellers and I've written four. So the book story started like this. When I was doing a lot of my own healing work, going to therapy, working on my inner garbage, all my limiting beliefs, my childhood BS, all the stuff, we all have something, everybody. No one comes out unscathed. I had to start doing all this inner work to help me shift from a lack mindset to a wealth mindset. Meaning, for those of you listening, are like, what the hell does that mean? It means like you have limiting beliefs because they've been drilled into your head, not intentionally by someone, but accidentally by our caregivers, our parents, our guardians. Okay, so it's our belief system that becomes our reality. And we don't even realize that we're talking smack to ourselves all day long. So I started writing my thoughts because I was like, you know what? I really want to write a book. So my first book was called Love and Light. It was my journey of healing, like basically the things I did from being a person who didn't believe in any of this stuff to working on myself and seeing my life change, right? To healing, to growing, to creating wealth, to just becoming someone that not that there was anything wrong with who I was before, but I wanted to grow and be better. I didn't want to be restrained anymore by those old ways of thinking. So that was my first book. Then Creating Joy and Creating Impact. Those were two books I wrote with other authors, and those were both bestsellers. And one talks about what joy really is, that it's like an elusive thing that we're all searching for, but it really is like your inner game. And Creating Impact was a story about how it's kind of vulnerable, how I went through a bad divorce, lost everything, was financially ruined, and had to pull up my bootstraps, get my shit together, excuse my language, and reinvent myself and take care of my kids and do what I had to do. And that's how my consulting business was born and my whole online empire. So those are what my book's about. They're all on. You can head over to Amazon, just punch in Maria Fontana and everything's there. And these books, everything goes to charity. Like these books are purely driven to give back to the communities and the resources and the charities of choice that I have there. So it's all good karma.
Giving back to charity. There was another key pillar point that she said, everybody, that I don't know if you all touch base on. She said she's on a mission to inspire
Mm-hmm.
as many people as possible. So, my question is, do you have a motivational quote that you live by that resonates with you, and why do you resonate with that quote?
Yes. So I'm going to say one thing before I answer the quote question. I wrote the book too because I wanted to prove that my whole youth, my mother never approved of me being a hairdresser. She thought that was like the worst thing I could have done in my life. And that was just her limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was not an English major. I was not a writer. I wrote those books. No one edited them. So I want to inspire you. If you want to write a book, you can do it. You can do it and it can be done. Like there's no limitations. So when it comes to motivational quote, I think the one that always resonates with me is, what you think of me is none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
What you think of me is none of my business. And what that means is you better focus on your own stuff. You have to focus on your intuition, on your soul, on your aligned divine calling. You can't worry about what Jack, Jill, Frank, like all the outside people, what you can't. Show up in alignment, be a good human, love, be of service, give value, and look forward as to where you're going, man, not where you've been. Because it is all about what you think about is another. What you think about, you bring about.
Mm. Repeat that one. Repeat that one for us.
What you think about, you bring about.
Everybody at home, marinate on that and write that down.
Yeah,
So,
what you think
Maria,
about, you bring about. Yep.
what is next for you? You've done so much and you're still
Mm.
pushing daily to do more. What is next?
I know so many people are like, you're all over, you got a podcast, I see you on social media every day. What's next? Well, again, I want to impact and touch as many lives as possible. So my mission right now is to really expand and help as many beauty wellness professionals, hairdressers, lash experts. You're in the beauty and wellness space. I want you to know that you can create other streams of income. See, as I got older, I realized my body started feeling a little bit, there's repercussions to what we do for a living. So you should always, and then the shutdowns, right? That really amplified that I needed to have a plan B. So again, my mission is to teach other salon owners, hairstylists, barbers, creating your plan B or your new stream of income. It could be a private label brand of cosmetics, hair care products. This is all online businesses. It could be creating an online course. It could be creating a coaching, mentoring, or consulting business for yourself. You have to think bigger. And there's nothing wrong if you don't want to think bigger, but I'm here to tell you, if you want to think bigger and you want another stream of income, you can do it. I have clients who are killing it online. Some people created apps where they're teaching how to do hair color techniques. I have one barber who created a whole online course that is on autopilot, making him money every month. I have another client who created a whole beauty brand that now she's got a TikTok account that's blew up, and she's making like $20,000 a month off of a product that she's not doing the work. Of course, does all this take work? Of course it does. It's a business. It's not a game. But my mission is to let you guys know that if you want to create a new stream of income, you want to become a coach, a consultant, a mentor, an online education, beauty brand, you can do it. I did it, and I'm here to tell you, I'm here to hold your hand and walk you through doing that. That's my mission now for the next, we'll say 10 years.
An amazing mission. And Maria, where can we find you at, and where can people follow you? Because I know they want to hear more.
Yeah, so the easiest place is mariafontana.com is my website. My podcast is the Maria Fontana Show. If you go on Facebook, it's at Maria Fontana Consulting. Instagram's the same. TikTok's the same. Twitter, LinkedIn, I'm all over. So you find me one place, I'm very easy to connect with. And I do offer 10-minute strategic clarity conversations, meaning we just get on the phone. I give you a quick breakthrough, help you get some clarity, and you can go on your way, or we can connect and move further, whatever it is you want. I have tons of great resources, YouTube. Again, I'm sure we could drop everything in the show notes if you'd like.
Yep, we'll make sure to put everything in the description. Maria, we truly appreciate your time today, and we value everything that you dropped for us. And we want to say, right before you leave, as we land this plane, is there any motivational bits you want to send off our crew with?
Yes, I want you guys to all remember that there's going to be days where it's hard. There's going to be days where things go wrong. Life is going to get in the way of your dreams, visions, and goals. But if you honor yourself, take great care of yourself, surround yourself with people who are on a like-minded mission, I guarantee you can do, be, and create anything you want. I've done it, and you can do it too.
Thank you so much, Maria, for your time, and we look forward to checking out everything that it is that you do.
Thank you so much.